the Wicked Witch. That's what my mom looked like. Hi, today I am really excited because I'm going to be playing with the One Size X Wicked eyeshadow palette for the very first time, as well as the cute little broom brush. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm super excited. I have never seen the Wicked play. Okay, I didn't even know it was a play until somebody told me recently. And so, I don't know. I personally was just drawn to the artwork. I feel like this witch here looks just like what my mother looked like every single Halloween as I was growing up. My mom, if you didn't know, was an MUA, a professional makeup artist, and she did a lot of special effects. She did bridal, she did film work, she did modeling, like for both photography and video. She did all kinds of makeup artistry for people, and she was really, really good at it. And I actually get my love of makeup from my mother. But anyways, she used to win contests at her job, at her corporate job, every single Halloween because she would dress up like a witch. She literally looked just like this. She had warts with hair growing out of them, and you know, like her hair, she had naturally thick, curly, long hair. And she would like spray it white and, you know, kink it up, and like, oh, she really went all out. She looked so good. She couldn't go anywhere that day without people walking by looking at her like, because she looked like straight out of the movie Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch. That's what my mom looked like. She made her skin green and kind of gray and wrinkly looking, and like she added big creepy cheeks and like a big chin and like, you know, lumpy warty forehead, and even on her nose was big and scary looking. Like, anyways, when I saw this eyeshadow palette come across the new makeup releases, I was like, oh my God, I have to have that palette. I tried to talk myself out of it, and I said, no. As soon as it released, I didn't pick it up, which is why it took a few weeks for me to wear down my resistance, and I ended up picking it up during the Sephora sale. So I got 20% off of this beautiful eyeshadow palette. Speaking of beautiful eyeshadow palette, let's take a look. I did already post a short on my channel sharing this beautiful eyeshadow palette and unboxing it, like opening it, taking it out of the package, as well as the beautiful little brush. This was all I was going to pick up. At first, this little brush was all I really had to have out of the collection, because I just felt like a witch's broom, too cute. And, you know, I don't really have that many stippling brushes in my collection, and, you know, not every stippling brush is alike. So I thought that that would be a great excuse to justify picking this brush up. Then as a couple of days went on and my husband took me up to Sephora in person, I saw this on the shelf, and the beautiful colors just, and the artwork in person, I caved and I had to have it. So today I'm going to create my very first look with this eyeshadow palette and test out the blush, which is why I don't have any blush on yet. I've already got my makeup on. I don't have any blush on at this moment, but I think I'm going to wait until I create an eye look to see what I'm feeling for a blush look. I don't want to be locked in before I even know what my eyes are going to look like. Let me take a moment to show you the beautiful eyeshadow palette. I love the artwork so much. It's so beautiful. I love the colors. I love the color story. I love the little note on the inside and the way that the artwork is done. But the reason why I had to have this palette, even though I originally talked myself out of it, was because of the artwork. Let me go ahead and get my eyes primed and we'll get into the eye look. Okay, my eyes are primed and I am ready to play with this beautiful eyeshadow palette. You know, now that I'm looking at it, these two greens here, the two matte shades, which, oh my God, can we talk about this cute little witch's hat? Look at that. Do you see the little witch's hat inside of that green? Anyway, these two dark greens really remind me of the Melt Smoke Sessions palette, the first edition. And I'm actually really glad that they have that. Okay, now hold on. All right. I feel like the palette is broken up into two very obvious looks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a look by just jumping all over the palette. So I'm going to use a little bit of each half and just pull a look together. So let's see what happens. And I feel like it's pretty obvious to start off with this shade here because it's the lightest one. So I think what I'm going to do actually is start with this one in the crease and save this one for the inner corner area. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm going to just tap a little bit on this fluffy brush. I've never used a one size makeup product. This is my very first one size item to ever use, and kind of excited to check it out. I've heard good things about the palettes. I actually resisted the Mickey Mouse Fantasia palette, which, to be honest, I really, really wanted because I used to love Fantasia as a child. I was really, really teeny tiny when it came out. Anyway, but yeah, I considered buying that eyeshadow palette, but I talked myself out of it. Okay, I don't know if, I feel like on the screen you can see this shade a little bit, but here in person, it just looks like a really, really natural skin tone. I really like that shade as a one and done. All right, and then I'm going to go next into a little bit of this darker brown shade on the same brush. Okay, I'm going to just try to deepen up that edge a little bit and still keep it a little bit soft and neutral because I want to come in with some of the greens and really work that. So I tapped off most of the pigment and I'm barely touching my eye because I feel like just by looking at the brush, I feel like it could go on really, really pigmented, and that's not really what I'm trying to do. Yeah, see, this one is already a lot darker than the other side because I didn't go in with quite as light of a hand. But I'm really trying to keep this soft because I want the look to be more green blue, but I'm just trying to build like the framework to work within. Now I'm going to go into this really beautiful green shade here. And I'm going to put that on the teeniest, tiniest part of the outer corner. Let me lay down the palette because it's real powdery and it's like dripping down. I don't want it to contaminate any of my other shades. It's a dark matte. I'm going to try to keep this look a little bit wearable and not quite super intense. But that green is a lot softer than I was expecting. So I'm going to try to build it up a little bit more. It actually is building really nicely, but soft. I thought it was going to be a lot more pigmented, but I do really like how easy it is to work with because of the fact that it's not super, super pigmented. Yeah, so these colors look really bold, but I feel like it's more of a buildable formula, which typically isn't my preference. But I do feel like it makes these bolder colors a lot easier to work with, to where the look doesn't get out of control. But like for me, I really like a bold, out of control look, so I don't want to have to take this much time to build that up, you know, typically speaking. So for me, this isn't really like gonna be a favorite brand for mattes for me, but we'll see how the rest of the palette is working. I mean, it's not bad because it is building up nicely, which makes it super approachable. So, I mean, it really just depends on your preference. It's not bad. It's just, I really like a punchy, bold matte, maybe like at the first swipe even. Although, look at this. I couldn't get this with a bold matte. Couldn't get this really like soft, beautiful, ethereal green eye look, which is like a little on the colorful, exciting side without being too bold, and it's more of like an everyday colorful matte. So maybe the One Size eyeshadow palette is going to be the one that turns me on to more buildable formulas, generally speaking. So that's kind of cool. Okay, I'm just going to take this first blender. Well, no, because I don't want to make it muddy. That has brown on it. And I don't even think I need to do anything else there. So before I pick up any of my shimmers, I want to finish out with the mattes. I'm going to take this dark green on a flat shader brush, like a flat brush. I'm going to stamp that into the outer edge of my lower lash line. Yeah, see? It is pretty pigmented if you use like a very dense brush and go in hard, like not hard, but like pick up some pigment, you know? So I'll bet I probably could have gotten a little bit more impact out of that mid-tone green that I just did on the upper eye had I used a less fluffy brush and not gone in quite as soft. I do feel though that I'm going to try to get a more dense brush. I'm going to go in with this little dense brush from the Morphe JH set, and I'm going to go back into that mid-tone green just to see if I can get more impact out of this shade. Although I think the top edge looks absolutely beautiful the way that it is, I do want to see if I can build that shade up more. Just curious. So I'm going to be real strategic about how I place it. Oh yeah, see, it is giving a lot more vibrancy with a denser brush. So that does make me happy. Ooh, that's a lot better with this brush. So it really, again, just depends on your goal. Here with a denser brush, it's got a little bit more of a bolder pigmented look, and this one is a little bit more like soft and blended out because I used a fluffier brush, even though it was a detail brush. So I do like this formula. I'm not complaining about the formula, and I actually do find the way that it builds up rather enjoyable. Just a little bit of a shocker for me because, again, I'm usually a pigment pow in your face kind of girl. Okay. It did build up with a denser brush, so I like that. Really love the way that is looking so far. I feel like this would be a really fun, easy way to make a colorful look pass for work. So I'm gonna take, I've got something in my eye, hold on. Like my lash is kind of poking me. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna take just a soft blender, a clean, soft blender. No, I don't want to blend away my upper eye, so I'm not going to do that actually. Maybe I should use my finger. I want to see how it applies with a shader though. And which, I feel like the obvious go-to easy would be this like bright green, which would make this look a very monochromatic look. But I want to use several of the shades, so I'm going to start off with this one and then work my way into that one, I think, and then top it with a little bit of this one. We'll see. I think I need a smaller shader to start off. Okay. And I don't have any glitter glue on my eye. I'm kind of scared to try it without glitter glue. I don't want any fallout, and I want to be able to wear the look all day without it being all over my cheek and feeling the need to wash off my face. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some glitter glue on my lid. And I've gotten to where I just prefer putting it on with my finger because I can kind of feel where it's going and it blends out easier. It's not such a stark placement of like a sticky spot right for a brush, like where the brush bristles go. I don't know if that makes any sense, but okay, I'm gonna just try to blend this in. Okay. Here goes nothing. Oh God, here goes nothing. I'm gonna start off with this beautiful green. I'm not gonna spray it because I really like the way the shadows look dry. I feel like wetting them really changes them. Oh my God, look at that. Holy crap, did you see this? Whoa. I did tap off just a little bit, but not too much. Oh my goodness. Look at that color. Oh my God, I am so glad I did not skip this palette. Look at that. And honestly, that's kind of a fun look just like that by itself. Like you could do that, but I definitely want to add more shades. Okay, next I'm gonna go into this beautiful like blue greeny shimmery shade here. That's like mermaid color. Oh my God, here we go. For the glue dries. Oh my goodness, look at that. Feeling a little bit of fallout with that one, probably because the glue is starting to dry. I think I'm gonna need to build up the dark green out here, whereas before I was going for like a soft cat eye look and thinking maybe I would not put anything going all the way to the lid. I'm gonna change the vibe just a little bit. And I'm just using what's left on the brush to kind of go over that line from the green to the blue so it's not quite as stark. Hold on, let me try to lay down this blue. Wow, there we go. I don't like the way that like really beautiful blue has a black like undershift, and the way that looks right over my pupil makes it look really dark. So what I'm gonna end up doing is putting this white shade over like the center of my eye once I'm done, but let me get this blue over here. I'm sure the glue is already dry. It doesn't even feel like it's wet anymore. Definitely, oh my God, that is so beautiful. Oh my God. Okay, so I do have that open spot on the outer edge of like behind the last half of my crease and stuff because I haven't built up a matte there, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna take this E27 from Sigma and I'm going to use that mid-tone green and then also the darker green afterwards. So let me just lift it up. Make it meet this shimmer. Okay, yeah, I feel like that one's not building up as great. I'm gonna try, well, let me just make the other side match real quick and then I'll add the dark one. Yeah, it is. It's just the light was shining right there. Okay, so there's that with the lighter green, which I don't feel is dark enough. I'm gonna now just use the dark green. My dog is snoring, so like he is sleeping so great. That's better. Built up that dark green up onto the outer edge to encompass, like before I was going for just like a cute little colorful wing, like a shadow wing on the outer edge, and I wasn't trying to take up the whole crease, but now I'm actually like building the outer darkness to meet the shimmer. All right. Oh, I cannot believe that look. I will say I don't like how this dark matte isn't quite dark enough for that shimmer in my opinion, especially because it's got that black undershift. So the way I'm going to handle that is by taking a slightly smaller shader brush. I'm going to take a more detailed shader brush into this sparkly black shade. It's like a midnight navy blue black, kind of like the darkness of the sky at night. And I'm going to just work that into this shimmer to build up the color on the outer edge. Okay, I feel like had I started off like that, did I just make, I think I just wiped in some fallout with the, yeah, I did. I just made my nose green. I'll have to clean that up. And I'm getting a little bit of fallout down here. Probably should have set my face a little bit, but it's because my glue is dry and I'm not using a shimmer on a dry lid. That's fine, we're gonna work with it. Yeah, I feel like there's not quite a dark enough shade to go in that outer edge. So I'm gonna just take this bluish shade all the way over to the edge and see if that finishes the look better. Yeah, I feel like that works there. That's it with all the greens. I'm gonna use my finger for this shade here. Whoa, why is there dust on that? What just happened? What was that about? I don't know, but look, oh my God, that's beautiful. There's like dust flying everywhere. It's not dust, it's dog hair. That was a big clump of dog hair, but I don't know how that got on my eyeshadow. Was it on my finger? Okay, shut up, Michelle. I'm gonna put that here over the middle of my eye where this darkness is, because I just need it to be brighter over my eye. Oh my God. That was too white. That shade really overpowered the look and completely changed it. I feel like had I got in with a lighter amount like I did on this side, it would have been better. Maybe not. That's not giving the effect that I thought it would. There it is. That's better than this one. I had way too much product on this eye over here. So yeah, I like this eye better. This is what I meant for the eye look to turn out like, and this one was a little bit of a disaster. So that's where we're at with that. I'm gonna see if I can just correct this a little bit with the green. And then the blue. It's not quite, but I like the way the inner part of this eye is and the outer part of this eye. So if I could literally just like merge the two eyes together, it would be a better look in my opinion, but okay. Now I'm gonna use this like lighter matte. I wanna see what that looks like. So I'm gonna use this one here in the inner corner and just see what that brightens up like. Whoa, this is really powdery. There's really not much to that shade. Can you even see it? Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Let me try to build it up. I feel like it is building up a little bit, but it's not giving the brightening effect that I was hoping for, and I feel like it kind of messed up the look a little bit. But whatever, here we are. I'm gonna use this bright shade here on the inner part of the lower lash line, just for a little pop of fun. And because I don't have any glitter glue or anything going on down there, I am gonna wet this brush. Because I really want the shade to stay in one spot and not like glitter everywhere. Okay, so that blue definitely feels out of place because this blue up at the top is super dark, but I feel like it's a fun little pop of something. I'm gonna take this little detailed brush into that very, very sparkly white shimmer that we used earlier, sparkly one. And I'm gonna just put that here in the inner corner. Let's see how that looks as a highlight. Yeah, no. That's definitely a lid shade. I'm going to take that one that had that beige matte and just kind of blend it with that, kind of soften it down. All right, now let's instead try, I'm going to try this shimmer here. It's the last shimmer in the palette and might as well try it there. Actually, let's try it up here. Oh, that's nice. A nice little satin to catch just a glimmer of some light, and it's not bright, it's kind of pink, so like it doesn't super stand out, it just kind of blends into the skin tone but catches the eye. So I actually really like that shade up there. That was this one right there. So I'm gonna just build it up because we've already seen that the one size formula is a build it up kind of formula, so I want to see what it builds up like. I do like that. And I think it would make a great inner corner to match. So let me add that in here, like all over, because it's not too much like the white was. I like that one for an inner corner a lot, actually. Okay. The only shade I haven't used is this blue matte here. And honestly, I feel like I could find a spot to use it just so I can see what the color is like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Even though it's gonna be a little crazy looking. I'm gonna take this blue on this little like detailed blender from Sigma. Just to see, I'm gonna put this blue just like right here. Ooh, that is a very soft blue. Very, very, very soft powder blue. So I feel like you can't even see it just a little bit. It does add just like a nice little hint of some blue. But I feel like that would definitely be a shade that you need to build up a lot because it's kind of getting lost here. Like that. Yeah, it didn't blend well with the other one, but I just wanted to see how it performed. And I actually think I'm going to take that same soft blue matte up above this green to blend out the edge of the green. And that changed the whole vibe and really tied all of the blue aspects together. Ooh, love that. Okay, and I feel like it saved that like super dark green that was just kind of like, I don't know, too dark. So I like that green blended out with that soft blue, surprisingly enough. Yeah, I do. I like the touch that added. So I basically did. I used every single eyeshadow for this look. Let me know if you think that it looks overdone. I have a little bit of fallout here, so I'm gonna need to get that cleaned up. Let me go get something to clean that up. I'll add some finishing touches like eyeliner and mascara. Then we'll come back to add the blush and I'll share my final thoughts with you on this palette. So this is how I finished off the look. These are the items that I used. Did a little wing liner with my green melt paint pot. It's not a paint pot. My melt cream gel eyeliner pot, my potted eyeliner. Get it together, Michelle. I used my Rephr lash curler. Best one I've ever tried. Love it. Highly recommend. And finished it off with the About Face Bright Blue eyeliner, shadow liner, shadow stick in my waterline, and my favorite mascara. Let's take a good look at the eyes. Okay, so try to ignore the smear of green on my cheeks. So this bit of green catastrophe. Let's see what these blushes are all about. Now I'm going to play with the cute little broom and check out these blushes. Thumbnail. Okay, I'm going to put one of them on each side. And actually, if you look at the brush, it creates an oval, like it's not a circle. It's in an oval shape, and so that kind of fits directly perfectly into the palette. It doesn't go round up into the eyeshadows. Look at that. It literally is just fitting on the blush. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna try one side. Oh, that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful blush application with this brush. Oh, I thought this brush was just gonna be a gimmick, but that's actually really beautiful. Okay, now I wanna try the other side. And let's choose and see which blush I like better on me, or at least today. Okay, this one is warmer and the other one is more cool tone. I really, oops, I didn't mean to mix them, but yeah, so I feel like this one's brighter and this one's a little bit more like warmer, more like candlelit, and this is more like outdoor sunlight, flashlighting kind of a vibe. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, now I'm going to build the cheeks up and make a match by using both shades on both cheeks. And the cheeks, the blush really does build up nicely onto itself. Okay, I feel like a colorful good witch now. Here's the finished look. I absolutely love the way that this applied the blush. I think it's beautiful for a blush brush. Oh my. And I really enjoyed playing with this palette today. Let's take a good look at the whole finished look. I really, really enjoyed playing with this palette. I love the look so much. I am about to film another video in this eye look because, oh my God. Yeah, so I'm super, super impressed with this eyeshadow palette. I really love the way that the shades build up, although I'm typically not a build-up kind of girl, like a build-up formula kind of girl, as I stated before. But yeah, I really did enjoy the way these shadows perform. I feel like that makes it very user-friendly to use them. Yeah. I can't believe I used every single shade in the eyeshadow side to create this look, and I feel like the look doesn't look garish or overdone. I actually think it looks really beautiful, and I'm totally here for it. So now I want to know your thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. Did you pick this palette up? Are you interested in this palette? Are you considering this eyeshadow palette? Are you possibly going to wait for it to go on sale? I really did enjoy it a lot, and knowing what I know now, I don't feel like I would have felt ripped off had I not gotten this for 20% off. Like if I would have paid full price for this palette, I would be very content with the possibilities and the range out of this eyeshadow palette. And just like really, I feel like the formula was worth the price, even though I feel like all makeup has gotten overpriced these days. So take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, I'm really happy with this eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love the look. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.